the moment with you in the Mario suit, and the DJ said some shit like, "Yeah, if you somebody baby mom to this song, your reaction is just like honestly, that's probably the only reaction you could have had. Is kind of just like, all right." Like,
I was shocked. I was shocked that he said it. I was like, yo, really?
Do you think your music even warrants like that type
Hell
of?
Nah.
All right, check this out, y'all, man. Back with another one, Aux Money. We're here live in Houston, Texas. I actually just got here like 2 hours ago from Paris, but I had to come straight to the studio, man, because we got my good friend here, man, one of the most talented artists of our generation, easily, bro. Bryson Tiller in the building, man.
Thank you, bro. I
yes,
appreciate
sir.
that, man.
Hell yeah.
I never knew that you listened to my music that much.
No, I really do, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's, sometimes it is awkward to be like, yo, I actually like really do listen to this guy like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot of friends in the industry that might rap about shit that you don't really even relate to, but you still fuck with them because it's the homies. But now I listen to your music a lot, bro. So
man, thank you, bro.
Yeah, it's great to be here. You know what? I want to jump right into the new album because that's obviously what I listen to now. Bryson Tiller, just straight up. Self-named. Why did you choose this album to be the one that was titled Bryson Tiller?
I just feel like it was the perfect time in my career, mainly just because, you know, everybody wants to dictate what I do, what Bryson Tiller does, or tell me who Bryson Tiller is. And I just feel like this is my moment to be like, no, I'm going to tell you who Bryson Tiller is and what Bryson Tiller does and what Bryson Tiller is capable of. So,
another album I really like is the Anniversary album that came out. How many years ago was that? Maybe like 3-4 years ago?
2020.
2020, exactly, yeah, like 3-4 years ago. So what changed between the Anniversary album and the Bryson Tiller album? Now, was it like a chip on your shoulder that you wanted to get off, or was it just kind of like just caring less about critics? You know, what changed?
The biggest, with the Anniversary album, that was like my first album after like my depression and whatnot. And that was just kind of like me trying to get back into it. Also pay homage to my first album, which people always tell me to make Trapsoul 2. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to make Trapsoul 2.
Right.
But, you know, just to show that it can't be done again, you know what I mean? And I even talked about that a lot on the album, you know what I mean, on the Anniversary, just like on Timeless Interlude, on the interludes and whatnot. But, you know, just telling people, like, and that's why the album cover is looking back at the other album cover, like, a lot of time references, like, we can't go back in time. Even if I was to pull, you know, 3 Trapsoul leftovers and put them on this album, it's still not going to hit the same as this did. You know what I mean? And that's what I did on this album, on that album. So anyways, after I did that, that was the last album. And also, you know, Trapsoul did that 100% by myself. Writing, I wrote everything, picked all the beats.
Crazy.
And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just put the same formula, you know what I mean? That people are just like, all you gotta do is just do this. And it's just like, okay, we'll see that. I'll do it for y'all, for the love of it. It was a 5-year anniversary coming up for the album, so I was like, this is perfect. Let me do it. But then after that, I was like, all right, you know, it was COVID time, so I was like, you know what I mean? That means I get to take as much time as I can to make as much music as I want, because I couldn't tour. So I was like, I'm about to make everything. I made a Christmas album. I made a Killer Instinct. It was a 10-year anniversary of my first ever mixtape, Killer Instinct. So I made Killer Instinct 2. And then, you know, after that, I was like, okay, cool. Now it's time to make this album. So I started working with people, working with writers and stuff. I never worked with writers before, so that's the biggest difference between this album and that album for the most part. You know, me working with people. I wrote a lot of songs on the album too, but you know, I really wanted to, you know, just.
Is that why like the range is a little more? You know, there's a little more variety on this album.
Absolutely, yeah. Pooh Bear had, you know.
Shout out to Pooh Bear, man, legend.
Exactly, legend.
Do your research if y'all know who Pooh Bear is.
Exactly, yeah. He wrote Undertow and he wrote Assume the Position just to put me in a different mode, and I really appreciate him for that. And then my brother Velas brought my brother 15, Euros, Che, crew. We was just in there just cooking up, man, having a great time. And I never did studio sessions like that. It would be us like kind of like this set up right here, just on mics, singing, you know what I mean, doing like little references and then going in like piecing together lyrics in the kitchen, you know what I mean, writing shit on the wall. Like I really liked that process. I was like, man, this made music fun again. I never did this in a while. So.
What city was it? Was it LA?
LA, yeah. We did it Perfect Sound. You've been there before, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Perfect. You know what? I want to talk about, speaking of collaboration and all that, there's not too many songs that say X artist featuring Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
Is that just because of, is that an industry thing that you're trying to just stay away from? Is that just,
hell no,
you just want to keep it like, yeah?
Nah, bro. I like collaborating with people, bro. I just feel like, I always felt this way too. I feel like there's just a group of like elitists, bro, where I just, like unless I'm on like some type of list or something, there's no getting through to none of these dudes. Like people be wondering, oh, why don't you got this person? I'm like, bro, they don't pick up the phone for Bryson Tiller, bro. No. None of them, not a single one of them. So I'm just like, I'm the type, I already know how to do everything. So I'm just like, I'm not about to wait a year or get on my knees and beg for somebody to do a song. Never, like I'm just as dope as any of these dudes. So I'm just like, bro, give me the respect as an artist, and you know what I mean, then maybe I'll have more collaborations. But I feel like that's the main reason I don't really have too many collaborations.
For sure. But the ones that do hit though, you know, we got the
they would hit harder if I got to be in the studio with these dudes.
True.
You know what I mean? And develop a relationship and just like play more music. You know what I mean? It's always like all right, here's a song that I think works for you.
Yeah. Just
do something on it, and you know, that's all we got for you type shit. Like I feel like that's how it happens most of the time. But I've always, you know, when I first started in the music industry or whatever, it was tough for me because like I was so new to this. I was fresh to everything, fame and all that, so I was adjusting to it. I was adjusting to being on a stage. Never understood what it meant to be on stage and be a touring artist, or like, what type of like aura that I had to have on stage to like, you know what I mean, embody like a superstar. So I was just trying to figure that out, and I never had time to even make music for myself. So you know, a lot of people was reaching out for features at that time, and unfortunately I didn't have the time to do that, or you know, honestly, even the confidence, because I was dealing with so much at that time, you know, depression and whatnot. So maybe some people felt like, you think he's too good to work with us, so we never gonna work with him. You know, what
shit
I mean?
happened for you quick, man. That shit was extremely fast, bro. I remember, actually, I think it was in like Boston. I don't remember what city it was. But when you actually opened up for Trav on those first couple shows,
I remember that.
Just go back to that moment and you know what that meant and how you felt on stage, and
one of the best moments.
What'd you say?
One of the best moments. Like, it was really the main one that I liked the most.
We got the whole. I think it's the clip from Boston.
This is Boston. Nah, I think this ain't Santa Ana.
Maybe. What's it called? The Observatory.
I think that's the Observatory.
Yeah. Excited with that, with the wheelbarrow and all that type of shit.
Yeah, I look nervous as shit. That's crazy.
But the vocals sounded good though. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So take it back to that moment real quick. What you?
Man, they had to push me on stage.
They
had to push me on stage. I was too nervous to go out there and do it because I was just like.
Yeah.
But once I got out
helping
there,
Jay Lewis with your set list and everything, I was like, I think niggas should start with this. Yeah.
Break bread, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was tough, but it was an inspirational moment because I just got to see Travis. That was like, he instantly became one of my favorite performers after I seen him live there. You know, and I had seen him a couple times. I think the next time I ever seen him perform live was like American Airlines Arena.
Right, crazy.
Astro World Tour. Insane, absolutely. And I just remember I was just like I couldn't even get backstage because of how crazy it was. I'm like, yo, bro, I just wanted to tell him how amazing it was, how proud of him I was. You know what I mean? Just to see him go from that stage to that stage was unbelievable. So, but for me, it was a blessing just to be a part of. You know, I know Travis got some diehard fans, so the fact that they just even
embraced it so quickly,
embraced me, like I was just like, man, I'm appreciative.
No, it was an instant connection for real between your fans and his fans. That shit was perfect. Yeah. And now you on your own tour. You know, you running around. I know you tired, man.
I am tired.
How long you been on tour now? How long has it been?
I've been on tour for I feel like 15 weeks. I'm gonna just say 3 months.
Crazy.
3 months for sure.
Yeah.
It's been tough, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm getting through it. I only got like 6 days left, so I'm gonna finish the tour and just get back to gaming, get back to you know, spend time with my kids and designing my game and just
So before we talk about gaming and all of that, I know you had a show you actually had a show a couple of days ago in Houston.
Yep.
You had a show yesterday in Dallas. I need you to pick one.
Between Houston and Dallas?
Yeah.
So I'm praying that Houston night too, and I gotta say it probably got something to do with the venue too, because I'm just tired of these like little venues. Like the venue that we did, it's a still pretty big size or whatever, but like it just remind me too much of like a House of Blues, and I'm just like I'm over these. Like we've done like a bunch of arenas on this tour, and I love it every time. Every time I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I get to live what everybody else is living every night. You know what I mean? Like I only get to do it in some cities. Only some cities fuck with me that much. You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason why I didn't necessarily enjoy the first Houston show. But I'm going in there with the hoping that it's better than the first night.
Trust me. Night 2 always better than night 1.
Yeah,
and that's probably even a reason why, because you know a lot of people know that there's 2 nights and all that type of shit. And you're like, I'm gonna just procrastinate, go to the second one. And the weather been fucked up out here too.
Oh yeah, true that.
Yeah,
Look pretty nice today.
Yeah, no, we straight today. We all good.
Nah, I love Dallas though. That was a great show.
Word. Nah, we gonna make sure we in there tonight, man. We gonna make sure this shit piped up, bro. Fuck all that.
Say no more.
We not going out like that.
Yeah.
For real. So so you talking about we got like a couple weeks left on tour, and big thing with you, I know, bro. Bryson be calling me all the time, press me about this video game, bro. I know that shit. Your pride and joy right now. That's what you focused on. So is that the plan after the tour? Just take a little break from music and focus on the game, getting that out?
Yeah, I made a lot of progress, man. I'm walking around playing it
bro,
every day. You know what I mean? Just trying to get everything right. But because I've been doing so much music stuff and just on tour, like it's been hard for me to like really lock in and focus the way I need to focus on the game. And it just requires so much time and effort. And so much can slip through the cracks if I'm not like on it all the time. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying not to let that happen. It's my baby, and I just need to nurture it, So that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next 6 months.
Yeah, so me, I'm a gamer, like at heart, for real. Play games, 24/7 if I'm not working. But I do not understand the process of making your own video game, right? Yeah. So what is like the process of like, are you sending things to the developers and they're sending them back? Like, what's like the turnaround time when it comes to all that type of shit? Like, what requires so much time when it comes to all of this?
When you are like an indie game studio, like what I'm doing right now, Trapsoul Games.
Know that.
It's a little difficult, especially with the way the world is. Like I'm hiring artists from all around the world,
right?
Developers from all around the world. You know what I mean? Just trying to find the right team so making sure that we got the right synergy, the right chemistry to get the game done. That can be tough. You know what I mean? It can be some language barriers sometimes, and then sometimes.
Time zones is probably crazy.
Yeah, artists might not be like meshing with each other, like they don't like what each other's doing, whatever. Just different little stuff. But even designing a game, like I'm sure you've seen the work that Trav puts into like designing a shoe or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He might not actually be cutting and sewing or whatever, gluing, but he knows what he wants to see type shit. So he's like the architect, and that's kind of what I am with being a game designer.
So what games did inspire you to have your own video game? Just what were you playing most growing up?
Honestly, Apex was the biggest inspiration for me for my game for sure. I love science fiction. Yeah. I love everything they did with the Apex, and I always was like, damn, I love this world. I want to live in this world. And one of my favorite things to do, like with writing, is telling stories. So I was just excited to create my own world. And have people live in it, to be honest with you. So that's like my biggest thing, and tell a story through it. I put a lot of my pain and suffering into this game, and I'm excited for people to experience it in different ways, because there's like story branching and different stuff like that. We had this conversation a little bit before you even walked in here, just because everyone in this room basically is a diehard gamer. Like we all are Call of Duty heads. We got the group chat, what time y'all getting on? Yeah, the whole shit. A lot of video games getting played around here, so we got to ask Mr. Trapsoul Games himself, his top 5 video games. I'm gonna actually do mine too. I usually don't do top 5s, but I'm gonna ask you what your top 5 video games are. I'll start. Grand Theft Auto #1. The entire franchise. Yeah. It's like saying 2K. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't just pick 2K14.
Right.
But anyways, Grand Theft Auto, Apex. #3, Smash Bros. I'll take 64 Smash Bros. Ultimate is obviously the ultimate Smash Bros. Right. But those 3. And then I'm gonna have to go with some single player games. Yeah. Some single player games that really like shaped me and changed the way I think when I like play single player games. But Far Cry 3 was just was an incredible game. Right. It won Game of the Year when it came out. Okay. In that year, it was incredible. I loved it. So that's one of my favorite. I would say that's definitely top 5 for me. Yeah. And then I gotta say, this is where, No. I want to say Cyberpunk. I do love the IP.
Cyberpunk hard.
I love the IP, you know what I mean? But I'm actually about to tap into that in Phantom Liberty when I get off tour for Cyberpunk. But anyways, and the last one will probably be I want to pick another single player game.
Are you a big like Elden Ring guy? Are you?
Nah, I'm not big on I'm not really big on Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm not a big fantasy.
Yeah, I'm like none of that. I don't even watch Game of Thrones. Like,
no,
I just can't get into it.
Anything I don't like how they talk, bro. Like,
anything that's like hear ye, I can't do it, bro. I'm like, nah. But Elden Ring is a dope game.
It's a
and
very
the
dope
bosses
game.
are crazy. Like it's just well done, Elden Ring.
Yeah,
well done for sure. But I'll probably go with I'll probably go with the Ratchet and Clank series. Just,
No word, Ratchet and
just
Clank
because
that's tough.
I really, I mean, it's between Ratchet and Clank series or like NBA Street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of games.
There we go.
I'm trying to think of games that made me cry, like when I lost. So like NBA Street, I definitely didn't cry, like losing on that game as a young nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with Ratchet and Clank, some of them bosses was challenging. So I was
You're
just
all
like,
right. Hours on hours playing that shit,
bro. So
same level over and over again.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that's the perfect segue because I'm gonna say I'll go on a limb and say NBA Street Volume 2 is my favorite video game of all time, just because that hearing Bobbito's voice on that game changed my entire life. It was like Bobbito Garcia. So he was like, Bobbito Garcia is legendary New York DJ. The Stretch and Bobbito show was like, it actually inspired this as well. It was like just a huge avenue for like all the rappers in New York at the time, like the whole Wu-Tang Clan up there, Big Pun, just everything. They would go to Stretch and Bobbito show to basically talk shit like how we're doing. And so Bobbito was also a huge sneakerhead and very big in the street ball scene, just the whole street basketball scene, just the rucker and everything like that. So that's why they had his voice on the game. He narrated the entire NBA Street Volume 2. So hearing his voice on that video game made me but this before I was even DJing, I was like, yo, this nigga's cool enough to even do this, let alone that he was a DJ, but just the fact that they chose this nigga from New York to narrate an entire EA Sports video game was just like, yo, this is, the possibilities in life are endless. Yeah. So, and the soundtrack was crazy, and the colors were crazy, and
man, that was great.
Bonafide and all them little niggas was tough. Yeah, so NBA Street Volume 2 probably my favorite. Grand Theft Auto. I'll specifically say that I want to say 4 is my favorite.
Bro, if I was going to say, if I had to pick, I got to go with 4.
I'll go 4, bro, because even just rest in peace, Mr. C. He had a radio station on there that was also shaping me. He's like, yo, I gotta have his radio station on Grand Theft Auto. And just the map was wild. The story was, I feel like now Grand Theft Auto 5 was such a long, strung out game. Yeah. Like that motherfucker took me forever personally. I feel like Grand Theft Auto was a little more appropriate, like time length. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was long as hell, but it still was like a little more condensed. And I just liked it. Like that game was just fire. All the cars are crazy, all that type of shit. And it was based in New York. I was living in New York at the time. It was just amazing. I'll go that. Super Smash Bros. Has to be in there. Yep. Just like we were talking, just hours spent. Like that would just be disrespectful to not have it in there.
Right.
I'll go. Man, crazy that I would say Virtua Tennis on Dreamcast because that was like the only game of its kind. And just looking back like that, the engineering of that game was just way ahead of its time. Like just they didn't even like replicate it for like damn near a decade after, just because that game was so good. So I'll go Virtua Tennis. And just like I'm in my tennis bag right now too. I just been watching the French Opens and the US. So yeah, I'm terrible actually at playing it, but video game I'll get with it, and I love going to matches and all that type of shit.
Seen challengers?
Just saw challenges.
What about the Serena?
The King Richard?
Yeah,
crazy.
Both
immaculate.
I ain't seen challengers, but
challengers was great. Challengers was great. Zendaya did a thing in that. Yeah, so definitely shout out to tennis. And then my 5th game that I'll put in my top 5. Did we say? I don't think I put Call of Duty in there yet because it has to. Yeah, Call of Duty. I honestly just started playing. I know a lot of people, I'll say that shit. They're like, yeah, I haven't played in a while because they've been playing since, for like 10, 11 years and shit. I just started playing like maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I've just been addicted to this shit. And it's just a cool way to like keep in touch with the homies too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's basically like y'all on the phone for hours at the same time. Like we went there talking about, we playing this type of shit on Call of Duty. So I'll say Call of Duty's in my top 5 for sure. And that shit just fun as hell. And yeah, that shit dope. So
Call of Duty gave me my first Battle Royale game. So
word, yeah.
Yeah. And I have some great Call of Duty memories as well. So but I never put it in my top 5.
Yeah.
Love Call of Duty though for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has some great. I just I don't know. I like shit that I don't know. When I think about war and shit, that shit just be making me, I guess, bored a little bit. So I like shit that involves like robots and shit. You know what I mean? Crazy shit. But no, that's a great top 5. I got to go check out Virtua Tennis though for sure.
Virtua Tennis, yeah. If they could recreate that shit, I know it was only on Dreamcast and shit, but it was just, even the graphics just feel like we're just like ahead of their time for back then. You know what I'm saying? I would love to play it now, even just to see what characters was in. There's probably like old ass niggas like Pete Sampras and all them was probably in there. Andre Agassi, all that type of shit. So.
Just think it's dope that you put a Sega classic in your top 5. You know what I mean?
You said what?
That you put a Sega title.
Oh yeah, Sega for sure.
Top
Yeah,
5. Like,
Dreamcast.
that's dope.
Yeah,
those don't usually make it.
No, for sure. But yeah, bro. You said what?
Ready to Rumble.
Oh, Ready to Rumble. Oh. Do I have to substitute?
That was on 64, right?
Ready to Rumble was on.
It was on Dreamcast too?
Was it? I remember they had the Rumble pack. You remember they had the rumble pack inside the controller and that shit used to vibrate?
Yeah.
That shit used to be crazy. I think it was on 64 too though. They had a couple different. There was a sequel to it also with Afro Thunder and that big white dude that used to. Yeah. Ready to Rumble was my shit though back in the day. That shit was fire. So to bring it back to music, man, talking about the storytelling in the video game. How do you feel like it's not just important, but how do you feel like what makes you comfortable enough to break yourself down in front of such a large audience when it comes to just storytelling and just being that honest with such a large audience? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it nerve-wracking? Is it something that how close attention do you pay to how people receive it?
It depends, because a lot of people will just listen to it and be like, oh, this is like some sad simps, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and I'd be like, okay, cool when you do that. But also there's other people who will tell me like, this helped me get through X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed this. I was going through a similar situation, and I always appreciate when people can come say that to me too. Yeah. But other than that, I don't mind. I don't mind just. Don't get me wrong. When I was making my newest mixtape series called the Slum Tiller mixtape series, I really had to tap into a different mode. I had to create a whole new alter ego. That was uncomfortable for me. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think, honestly, I made some of my best music whenever I'm uncomfortable about what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't know how they're gonna feel about that. You know what I mean? About what I said.
Push the needle a little bit.
Exactly. So every time I do that, they always resonate with it. They love it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And something amazing happens from that. Right. So I'm just like, you don't really grow when you comfortable. You know exactly. What I'm saying? So I just try.
It's the opposite of growth, for real.
Yeah, exactly. I try to be uncomfortable in a lot of situations.
And so outside of concerts and performing, the conventional way of performing, how often do you just touch the streets? Like, maybe go out, see you got the after party tonight. How often do you even go out, just go to the parties and clubs and just see how your music is received in like those settings and shit like that?
To be honest, bro, I don't really go out like that.
Right.
Like, only on tour, like when I gotta, when I'm getting paid to go out. Like, for the most part, when I'm in Miami, I will, just depending on what type of night it is. Like, if I've been gaming all day and I'm like, you know what, let me just step out.
You'll see some people real quick.
Like, go. Yeah. And for the most part, I really don't want to hear my music. But I've been trying to create music, not necessarily trying to create music for the club, but like what I would want to hear. If I was wanting to hear myself in the club, this is what I would want to hear. But like, if it makes, I don't know if that even makes sense. But
is Child like a big example of that? Child,
funny. I've heard it in the club, but like that ain't even really a song that I really want to hear in the club. Maybe that's just me. Personally, crazy. I don't really care to hear it. I do like hearing whatever she want in the club. Right. And like some of them other Slum Tiller songs or whatever. And if it's an R&B night, man, I got the song called Attention. Maybe I listen to that. There ain't really too many. Like, I don't really like listening to Trapsoul in the club. Like, when people play it. Like,
which is crazy. Exchange is probably one of the biggest songs in the club.
For real?
Easily.
Yeah, I've been hearing that, and I'm definitely a lot more comfortable with doing that one over Don't in the club. I hate doing Don't in the club. I don't really do that ever, really, to be honest with you. Yeah. But, it's cool.
We got to talk about the moment with you in the Mario suit when you was outside. I think it was like a Halloween party. Yeah. And the DJ said some shit like, if you somebody baby mom to this song, and your reaction is just like, honestly, that's probably the only reaction you could have had. Is kind of like, all right. Like,
I was shocked. I was shocked that he said it. I was like, yo.
Like, do you think your music even warrants like that type
Hell
of?
Nah. That's why I was shocked the most. I was like, really?
Yeah, like is that what you think?
Like, I get it if you did that. Like, I don't know, but like, I don't know. That was just.
That shit was funny as hell. Did you see that clip when he in the Mario? Pull that up real quick, bro. I know we can find that shit.
Yo, DJs be saying some out of pocket shit.
Some wild shit, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of them, not you. I ain't never heard you say that. But I've been in the club like, I had like been in a relationship, been in the club, and a nigga be like, yo, who going home with Bryson Tiller tonight? And I'd be like,
nigga just volunteered my whole shit. Just
like, damn.
Or speaking of, bro,
screams and then it just made me feel lame.
All right. Just obviously listen to your music, bro. I know relationships have formed a lot of the songwriting and everything. And I know how tough this shit is, just being in the industry. You are torn 24/7, 365, bro. Just talk about how, like, even just going back to what we were talking about before, just how hard it is to be open and honest about things that you even going through currently. You know, how the girl might even be like, bro, like, that's really how you feel about my shit? You might even be laid up to her, next to her, listening to it. And she hearing it for the first time, what are some experiences like that?
I definitely had some interesting experiences when it comes to that, man. Just like, And like, why'd you say this? Or is this even about me? You know what I mean? I've had a lot of those conversations. Or you diss me.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just music, man. It's just entertainment. I've never, like, I hear niggas use girls' names.
Name dropping is crazy.
I don't really do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like that, my songs are, man. I don't think I'd ever reveal what songs are about.
About who? Yeah,
like,
that's not tasteful, man. Yeah, add some class to that shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'd rather just that they know it and that's just it. You know, if they want to tell people, cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, for the most part, I don't feel like it's, you know.
Yeah. Someone probably lying too, to be honest. Someone probably like, yeah, that song about me. It's like, bro, the song is.
I've definitely heard that before. Too.
Yeah,
some lies.
It's why, even considering what that DJ said about the baby mom shit, it's because from your music, I get like a whole different perspective. Honestly, I get like, you know, one of my favorite songs from you is Self-Righteous.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of like what I get overall from your music is kind of like, you know, I did my little shit before, you know, like obviously, you know, niggas fuck up and, you know, players fuck up and whatever. But it's like, you know, I might have cheated like 2 or 3 times, but not a lot. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to get back right. You know, I feel like that's more like the vibe I get from your music.
Yeah, bro. I was just doing Joe Budden's podcast and he was like, yo, you know you make music for toxic women, right? Your music's toxic. I was like, damn, I never really heard like, yo, people was like, yo, Exchange is toxic. Listen to it. And I was like, damn, is it toxic? And I had to think about it. I was just like, damn, you know what? Maybe, I don't know if this is what y'all think toxic is. Then and then they was like, right my wrongs is toxic. But I'm just like, why? I hate the word toxic. It's just one of them new Twitter words that everybody uses.
Yeah.
Why I got to be toxic?
What's the other? It's like, toxic and what's the other word that everybody that
gaslight?
Gaslight.
Narcissist.
Narcissist is what I was thinking about. Toxic, gaslighting, and narcissism is just the female words of the new decade for real.
They're gonna, if you honestly, I got a lot of respect for girls who know how to argue without using any 3 of those.
Exactly,
words.
And it doesn't happen.
Like,
a
if
lot.
You know how to articulate yourself without using those. Like, you got my respect.
Yeah, for real, bro. Another thing different you did between Anniversary and Bryson Tiller, the album, was the Tiller Tuesdays, kind of bringing it back to like the SoundCloud days.
One of the things complaints that I've heard from people is just that like I don't drop enough or consistently enough. I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was Justin LeBoy or somebody. I forgot. Somebody was like, yo, you don't drop enough. And I think I heard somebody else say that too, but I'm just like, that ain't even really the case.
Yeah.
You know, I think what it really comes down to is just like people don't be knowing, bro. The algorithm's so
this is fucked up, bro.
This shit's super fucked up. I keep censoring myself. It's so fucked up. I'm just like, damn, like motherfuckers don't even like out. Like I remember I went to New York, right? There are 2 shows out there in New York, did all these radio interviews, Breakfast Club, everything. Left New York. I get on Instagram Live. I had like 10 fans be like, when are you coming to New York? And I'm just like, bro, see? Like, that's 10 tickets that could have been sold right there. You know what I mean? But we gave them away to comps and shit. Yeah. But anyways, like, it's the same with my music. Like, people just don't be, there's people out here that don't even know that I dropped the album right now. You know what I mean? There's people that don't know I dropped the album Anniversary in 2020. Like, people just don't be knowing shit.
Just don't be knowing shit.
And, you know, they don't see your posts. Like, I miss the old Instagram where you can just get on Instagram and see
in
everything
that
all the people. Yeah, real time.
Ago,
Exactly, bro. And then you be all caught up or whatever at the end. Like, that was the best version of Instagram in my opinion. You know, all the new stuff that they add, cool. You know what I mean? But just like, and they got it where you can set it like that, but it's not automatic. Like, I want to leave it like that.
Trying to go into their settings and like readjust everything and all that type of shit.
I don't got time for that, man. I'm trying to get on there and just see what my people is up to, the people that I follow, the people I fuck with, and that's it, bro. I'm trying to see if they did something new. This is how I keep up with their lives. You know what I mean? But they want to show me for you. You know what I mean? Like, this is for you. Like, is it for me? Like, just because y'all think this is for me. What's for me is the people that I follow. Right. You know what I mean? That's
like I chose to actually click and follow and support and all of that type of shit.
Exactly.
You don't want to see my For You page, bro. It's not very productive on there, bro. I'm not
hey, all you got to do is see fewer posts like this, and then all the girls will just
sometimes
vanish.
I do want to see more posts like this.
Sometimes
I do.
No, but I got to say, you could just make another page if anything.
I know, yeah. Definitely got a Fista, man. I'm rocking on Fista.
Yeah, do that on Fista for sure. But like, that's the one thing I hate about IG. Like, I hate when it becomes like a candy shop.
It's like Fista is actually what Instagram was supposed to be. It's like that's where I'm really sharing myself. And, you know, like to people that I know, like everyone that responds to this story, whatever. I know them personally, and I'm gonna respond back. You know, now it's turned into like a whole industry of, you know, but we gotta have it. You know, we as
you know, it is what it is.
As producers and artists and all that type of shit. Yeah. I was about to ask you about the. So really, it's wild because, like you said, how people just really don't be knowing shit. It's almost like you turn from an artist into like a content creator. For at the end of the day, you know, you got to feed these algorithms, you got to feed the TikToks and all type of shit. But at the same time, like it actually works.
Yep.
You know, so like I'm sure your label will be all down your back, like, yo, like, all right, so when this song comes out, when the single comes out, you're gonna post this on this day to, you know, start the whatever, you know. So
like
what's your likes and dislikes just about that? You know, because I know for whatever she wants, it had a whole thing
bro,
with
that was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even expect for it to go viral, but when I saw a nigga on TikTok like dancing to it and shit, and he was like, yo, cool. This might be his year. I hope he start rapping again, or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's dope. I like that he was like feeling it as much as I felt it, because like I started to forget about the song because I had dropped it 2 months prior type shit. You know what I mean? And then I saw somebody in the comments like, yo, no, bro, delete this. We got to gatekeep this song. And I was just like, yo, is this why my music ain't being heard? I'm being gatekept
purposely
right now.
Not, that's crazy.
I was like, nah, bro, I'm making a TikTok to this shit right now. And I just turned the song on, made a TikTok to it, me just vibing to it. And, you know, the internet just did what they did. And it's weird because it's like, there's a whole different layer to like when you go viral and shit. Like that's when you really being seen by pretty much everybody type shit.
Right. Whether you like it or
it'll
not.
and it'll be the last thing that they remember that you do too. So it's just like, unless you go viral again for something different. So it's like the goal, I guess, is to go viral with new content, a new song every time.
Yeah, bro.
But people was hitting me up. They was like, oh, he want to be a rapper now. He just rapping now. Well, what they didn't know is like, yo, this is actually a song from my mixtape where I specifically was rapping. This is all free stuff that's been out. My album is done, and I'm singing on 99% of this album.
All right.
You know,
but
so
this is just what you know from right now.
Exactly, because it's the most viral moment. People are looking at it and they like, oh, he rapping now. Like, dang. And my fans was like, man, are you ever gonna sing again? Like, I'm just like, yo, just
I have an album, 19 songs,
God, bro. Like, but it is what it is.
That's crazy, bro. So, just personally, I know, you know, you're classified as an R&B singer, but if you had to choose a preference, would be rapping or singing?
It's always going to involve melody, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even if I'm not actually singing, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a rap song type of thing, as long as there's melody involved, even if I'm not singing or doing any melody with my vocals, like, as long as it's in the beat, it's got to be melody.
You got to
like,
be melodic. Yeah,
I love melodic shit. Like, as much as I love like the gritty rap, boom bap shit, you know what I mean, and all that, and the turn shit. Like, I don't know, I love melody. R&B's my first love at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Rap is easier, a lot easier, and a lot more fun. I feel like a lot less tedious. You know what I mean? Definitely spend a lot less time working on it.
Right.
But it's fun. I like it. It's
I feel like you just fit more words.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. There's more that I can say and articulate, you know, through rap than I can with R&B. You know, so
you know, one of my favorite verses on the album is on Prize, I think. I always think like the second or third verse. You just got off. Yeah,
and I appreciate that, bro. That's my daughter's favorite song too.
No shit.
Which was surprising to me. But that's thank you, bro. I like that verse too.
No, that song. Yeah, that second verse hits. I'm not gonna lie. How much you know, with your daughter getting older and everything, how much is her input you know, factored into the music that you actually put out? Is she sometimes like, nah, like this one ain't it? Like, let's swap this out for a different song in the album. You know, is she damn near A&R your your project?
She never did that. But I noticed the type of music that she listens to, and I'm like, you know what? I want to tap into this. You know what I mean? Because like I want to do every type of music. I'm really just trying to do the same shit. Cause I'm actually just bored with R&B to be all together. To be honest with you right now, so I'm just like I want to tap into new shit. Like I really love what Pink Panthers is doing. I really love what you know,
a little more upbeat,
tempo. just fun, futuristic shit that's different. Like just something that's just different, man. Like just anything that's just gonna get me excited. Like as soon as a Paw Patrol song came through on my desk, I'm like, I'm doing this just because it's different and it's fun.
Fire.
Like, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Chase from Paw Patrol, man. Chase, you know, legend, man. He's your head honcho over there. But
oh yeah,
word up. But that's really what it's all about. And the thing about expanding your catalog is that, hey, bro, all these songs still exist.
Exactly.
You know, like if you come to my concert, I'm still gonna do Don't. I'm still gonna do Exchange, and you know, right my wrongs on all of these. It's just now it's about, you know, expanding on that and expanding creativity, you know, and all those type of things for real. So I feel like that's really what it's all about, especially in 2024 where people get bored with everything so quickly and shit like that. You know, I just feel like that's just what this shit is.
All right, so check this out, y'all. Got a special care package from my good friends over at Lids. Y'all know I love the Lids. So see what's going on in here. Got a special home plate right here. You see that? Appreciate it to the homies at Liz for holding us down here at Aux Money. Show you guys a couple hats. Gotta have that classic blue Yankee, Pittsburgh Pirates, the New York Mets, Boston Red Sox, if you're into that. LA Dodgers here in Houston, not so much into that. And another Navy Blue Yankee joint, man. So shout out to our homies at Liz, man, and yeah, continue to watch this Aux Money and continue on this journey with us, y'all. Yes, sir.
Before we go any further, we have this segment that is presented by our beautiful friends over at Lids. Okay. And we ask all of our guests on the Aux Money Couch to put us on to 3 different things. All right, it could be food, it could be what you ate in Dallas yesterday, it could be a book, it could be a video game. Just 3 different things that you feel like you know, all of our millions of listeners should learn from Bryson Tiller.
Shit, I just started fucking with this restaurant out here called First Watch.
First Watch, man.
That shit fire.
Trinity Gasm is like a brunch. It's like a brunch breakfast spot.
That shit fire. I love that shit. Video game wise, yeah. Apex, bro. Well, yeah. Come on, bro. Come to Apex. Everybody playing COD. Like Apex, bro. Like it just makes sense. The best movement, the best everything, bro. Sorry. My dad got this. I got this like screensaver on my phone that I really liked. Yeah. That I was like, it helps me out whenever I get lazy and I'm just trying to think. I'm just like, you know, when you're trying to find like a creative inspiration or whatever, you know what I mean? You're just sitting there like, nah, I'm just waiting for the creative inspiration to come before I go to work. You know what I mean? Or go do something. If you work in like a creative environment. But anyways, it said the magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. So I had to make that my screensaver to be like, damn. And there was another one that said the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is now. And I think that's dope because a lot of people, you can sit here and be like, damn, you know what I mean? I really want to plant. I really want to do this. Right. You know, and then like, you know, it sometimes should take 25 years for you to even see results. So it's just like, do it right now. That way and keep working on it.
And in that 25th year, you see the results.
Exactly, so the best time is now.
Right. It's like the anti-procrastination law right there.
Yeah, because I'm big on procrastination. I be procrastinating like a motherfucker.
Me too,
like,
bro. Yeah, trust
I've been procrastinating. Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that a lot because it's kind of just like, yo, like honestly, it's like almost like forgive yourself for procrastinating by like, don't procrastinate more. Like do it now. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're even thinking about it is like, yo, put that tree in the ground, you know, and watch it flourish. So you don't have to wait another 25 years on top of the 25 years you already waited. I like that, bro. That's a good one. Yeah. Oh, you know what I want to talk about with you? Where we meet in the middle a lot, just I can tell music preference wise is that 90s R&B, 2000s R&B, like that sample pocket. Yep. And just describe like the influence that particularly female R&B has had on your career and why you chose to have certain samples, even if it's just an intro to a whole different beat, a whole different melody, why you choose the samples that you do choose. Because there's some iconic ones in there. I'll
be honest, I can't even take credit for the samples that are used in my production, just because like the producers that I rock with, they just be having the ear for certain shit, and they just send me certain shit. But I will say that I do lean a little bit more towards like you know, female R&B. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just what they do because they cause some crazy vibes back then. So definitely be tapped in more to that sound, you know what I mean? And my voice complements them well. I like sampling, but I don't like sampling as much as I used to, though. That's for sure. Is that a clearance thing, or is that just a headache thing? I get tired of people like not answering emails and just having to even deal with it. Like, yeah, it's annoying, bro. Altogether.
Is that big? That was the beauty about SoundCloud too, though. To be honest,
exactly. That's exactly
to
why
really get your shit off.
Yeah, man. That's exactly why people was mad that I was on SoundCloud. Like when I did the Slum Tiller mixtape series, it was like. Why you still on SoundCloud? Like, you don't realize the artist you are. Like, what are you doing? I'm just like, bro, I don't think y'all realize what this means, what I'm doing here. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean? Like, giving this music to y'all.
I'm giving you music right now. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You don't want to have to download an app to do it, but like, this was one of the most.
Especially us. This is how we discovered each other. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just like, this is one of the biggest platforms to give people music instantly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, respect it, listen to it. You know what I mean? And then like if the song does well enough, we'll put it on all platforms for the world to hear.
Right.
You know, I was enjoying Whatever She Wants with fans for like I said, 3 months before the world heard it.
Right.
So that being said, like I think people just need to just like respect that. And just me as an artist, I don't like waiting on sample clearances. I'm just like, bro, I just want to go.
I just want to go
I'm
with
ready
this
to
shit.
do my
This
thing.
the content y'all want right here is this music.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, there are some situations where you looked at it and it's just kind of fucked up, like the Juice WRLD situation.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like him, like he probably dropped that song just on some shit. I don't know if he like was selling the song or whatever for that, what is it, Sting or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
For them to come back and just like go crazy.
Annihilate
it's just
this
like,
shit,
bro.
yeah.
And those people be so lame to me, bro. Like, just like, man, just be happy that somebody used your song.
Respected it enough.
Yeah,
Word.
like, but they be, I mean, I don't know the backstory or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah,
Maybe
people,
there
yeah.
was a weird exchange between the artists or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like some people would be mad when artists sample their stuff. Like, no, bro, you want it. And don't get me wrong, there are some tasteless samples.
Right. Just use the whole song just on loop and whatever. Yeah.
Just like, man, they didn't
That's the
even get
producer
creative
fault,
with
for
it.
real. That shit like that. But I feel like SoundCloud will have like a resurgence though. I feel like
I think as soon as they tried to make it when it became a streaming platform,
Yeah.
where I seen where the first mistake that the SoundCloud made was like, I already had Don't and all that on SoundCloud and
Yeah.
all these different songs or whatever. And then the label, as soon as I signed to a label, one, they deleted Don't. I was devastated.
Right,
bro.
crazy.
Like I was like, bro, this is what I started with. Like I got 50 million plays on her. That's what I want to see. And it was like, bro, none of this matters anymore. And
Just
I was
wiped
like,
it.
I was like, all right, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess they couldn't figure out how to like monetize it or
Everything
what it
about
was.
monetization,
It was
yeah.
monetized though, but I don't know what the issue was. Anyways, so what they did is now when an artist drops albums, they put the whole album on SoundCloud up there, which kind of like ruined how people's SoundClouds looked.
Exactly.
And I think that's why people stopped using it. to be
way
honest.
too polished.
It was
you know?
yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
too much. Like people liked that it felt like some underground shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and they just got to see they artists upload like when Drake had his SoundCloud run, bro. That shit was,
Shit was lit.
legendary, bro.
Shit was
Him
lit.
P&D, legendary.
It just felt so much. It felt like they were giving the song directly to you instead of
Exactly,
like you
bro.
going and
Instead of-
finding it and
Exactly,
downloading
bro.
it. Yeah.
And that's what was so dope about it. But now, you know what I mean? You got these albums that come out and they just put it up there like it's a regular DSP or whatever.
Right.
And I get it. That's what they're, trying to do, which they should. But like, I don't know. It was just cooler before when
Way
it wasn't
cooler
all
before.
that.
Everything was cooler before, man. It's a lot of shit we gotta figure out. Last thing I want to say, bro. I know you're tired. You got a big show tonight, man. I gotta tell this story, bro. Because speaking of unreleased music,
Yeah.
I mean, we did like a Dot Wave episode. I think around the time me and Trav did a Dot Wave episode around the time Anniversary came out.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a song that neither one of y'all ever put out. And I was like, yo, all right, man, I'm about to plot on this song. I want to put it on my album, right? It was a song called Blunt Talk, right?
Yeah.
And I remember we was out one night in Miami. And I was like, all right, yeah, tonight I'm gonna ask this nigga. Just see, check the temperature on what, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Bryson, bro, like, what's going on? Like, that song Blunt Talk, man, that shit is hard. Like, what you doing with that? That nigga Bryson looked at me, he said, I fucking hate that song. I was like, bro. So I was sitting there like, I had to just change the whole subject. Like, it's all right. It ain't even that good for real. Yo, I wanted that song so bad. What's
Did you
wrong
really
with-
fuck with the song, though?
Bro, that song is hard, bro.
Okay. All right.
That song
That's
is
all
hard.
right. Okay,
You know what
I
I'm
just
talking
had
about?
to
Blunt
ask.
Talk?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was a time where I was probably down bad at that time. Just like, well, actually, no, I was still coming out of. But I think I just knew anything that I did while I was making that music, because I made that during my depression. I just hate everything.
Just the
from
whole,
that
yeah,
old
just
true
a mental
self.
block
my-
of, like,
yeah,
what-
I was just like,
yeah.
I hated everything that I did. Don't get me wrong, I had a couple big wins. You know what I mean, while I was depressed or whatever. You know what I mean. Songs came out like Wild Thoughts and Playing Games and Could Have
Yeah.
Been, which is dope moments that I had. But for the most part, anything else that didn't really make it, I was just like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but yeah, nah, that moment though, I was kind of like, all right. I was like, shit, fuck that song then.
yeah.
Nah, I still play it on my phone and in the car and shit like that. I love that
I'm
song.
sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, I know, right? I
should've-
think OZ
I
made
should've
that
been
beat.
excited.
Yeah, word.
I wish I was more excited.
Yeah, that shit funny. But this last thing, I said let's tap on just a little bit. You know, because I know it's a prevalent thing, especially with the youth of today. I know you brought up your depression a lot and all of that, and just what are things that just helped you, bounce back from that? And I feel like your music now speaks volumes and just how you are just in a different place. You know what I'm saying? So if you just had advice to anybody, just to help anybody out with that might be going through mentally, what would it be?
I would say take a break from social media.
Mm-hmm.
I would say take a break just because, There's a lot of stuff on there that'll see you, like, especially if you're in a place where you like constantly comparing yourself to people. Because there was a point where I did that a lot.
Right.
Comparing myself to people, like, man, why don't I got this? Or why don't I got that? Or how come my, whatever. Just like give yourself some time, heal. Try to like maintain your confidence, man, and just like really protect it, because some people will try to steal that from you. The world will try to take that from you. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause there are a lot of people who aren't confident out here, and they envy people who have confidence.
Right.
And they want to take that from you. So it's just like you got to protect that, because that is like your superpower. That's what I look at it like. You know what I mean? Like, treat it like your superpower. You know what I'm saying? And like, don't let nobody take it from you, because that was the one thing that I lacked for a very long time. And if I never let anybody take it from me, I'd be in a much different situation right now. Maybe like we started off with collaboration. Maybe I'd have more collaboration now. Maybe those artists would pick up for me. You know what I mean? And be like, yo, let's do a song. But when you start to show that you don't have confidence, I don't know. I feel like people don't even really want to be around that. You know what I mean? People don't want to. Yeah, like people like to be around winners, and I respect that. So it's hard to be a winner when you lack confidence.
But hey, man, we got Bryson back, man. You know what I'm saying? Terrific album out, Bryson Tiller, the album. Everybody go stream it again. I know y'all already heard it and everything like that. Bryson,
they ain't heard it yet, man. Go listen to it. I just dropped a new album.
Yeah, man.
Whenever y'all get the chance, though, no rush.
Yeah. And then we're going to look out for Trapsoul Games very, very soon. Well, I'm not going to say very, very soon, but we looking out for Trapsoul Games. Oh, word.
I need you to make that happen.
Yeah, trust me. We working together on this joint, for real. But Bryson, bro, appreciate you pulling up, man. I know you got a busy day, you've had a busy couple months and all of that shit, so I appreciate that you stopping by the studio, bro.
Sir.
My nigga, for real. And Aux Money back with another one, man. Go ahead, press pause on this, just rewind the whole shit, run it back. A lot of jewels in this one, man. Bryson, bro, appreciate you, my nigga, and looking forward to everything you got going on, for real.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you.
My boy. Yes, sir.
What's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed that last episode. Appreciate you watching, and I want you guys to be a part of this Aux Money community. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all with the next episode.